Before he signed his new $100 million extension today, Mike Thomas was the 96th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Now he is number one, and Thomas has absolutely earned every penny.
You have to remember these players have incredibly short careers, are playing a very dangerous game, and they want to protect their bodies. And it makes sense to make sure you have a new deal before you get out on the field.
And now it's done. Wednesday was an off day. We're now 5 days into training camp. So Andrew Doak and I collaborated on 5 observations 5 days in, working backwards in order of importance. At number 5, young guys raising eyebrows. This isn't the most important thing because these guys won't play major roles during the course of the season, but all 3 have greatly raised their chances. Rookie defensive back Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the middle has given himself a chance to earn meaningful snaps, and 2 wideouts, Cyril Grayson and Emmanuel Butler, have given themselves chances to stick.
Emmanuel Butler, though, has stacked together 4 to 5 straight days where he's made catches every single day that make you turn your head. And that's why someone like Cameron Meredith was pushed out the door. Cyril Grayson, though, brings a unique element, though, that other receivers don't have. He has speed to burn.
And that's a good thing. 3 position battles now. Observation number 4 at center. Rookie Eric McCoy, Cameron Tom, and Nick Easton are all in a fight to replace Max Unger at center. This is not really a surprise, but McCoy has probably been the best so far.
It's a battle that's just starting to heat up, but if I had a leader in the clubhouse right now, it would be Eric McCoy. But I would probably say Cameron Tom's in second place right now, and it looked like Easton has been much more at guard.
Andrew and I agree. McCoy seems to be getting the first chance to win the job, and it hasn't been all smooth so far, but preseason games will really help tell this tale. Now at number 3, finding a slot receiver. Mike Thomas and Ted Ginn start on the outsides. The battle to be the team's slot receiver is wide open. The 3 leading candidates, Austin Carr, Traquan Smith, and Keith Kirkwood, and as you might have guessed by the title of this observation, I think Kirkwood will win this battle.
I would agree. I would say Keith Kirkwood, though, has some length to him and a catch radius that's different than other guys. Keith Kirkwood, I would say, would be the front runner at that spot right now, and probably Mike Thomas being out has probably helped him more than anyone.
It might change this weekend, but Keith Kirkwood has gotten a ton of extra reps early in camp, filling in for Mike Thomas. He's done very well with it. Now at number 2, a nickel surprise. No question, Marshawn Lattimore and Eli Apple are your outside cornerbacks, but there is a battle to be the slot corner. A week ago, we would have expected Patrick Robinson to be the starter and P.J. Williams maybe to even be on the bubble. But Williams looks like the starter there, at least for now.
Last year, whenever he started the nickel spot, it was almost by default because Patrick Robinson has an unfortunate injury, and you knew the season he was coming off of, coming from the Eagles. So it was almost like he was just like handed that spot and said, hey, we got to have someone play it. This year, he's taken that spot and he's run with it. Now, I don't know if that's because Patrick Robinson's not 100% healthy, but P.J. Williams right now has been making the most plays out of both of them, and he's getting the most first-team reps, which is a very big surprise if you would have told me that a week ago, no doubt.
And at number 1, the Saints had to find a new weapon for Drew Brees. Mike Thomas and Alvin Kamara need a third big-time partner, and this guy looks like it. Jared Cook isn't dominating practices, but every day, even when he's covered, he is making plays.
Every day in practice, you see him go in high point of football, and you're right. Drew Brees has an ability to put the football in places that other guys can't go and get it. But physically, he has a catch radius that's different than other guys. And I was even chatting with Von Bell today, and he said, yeah, there's certain catches that he makes where you're like, how did that guy grab that? Because they're just, that catch radius is something that defensive backs are not used to.
And finding a complement for Thomas and Kamara might be the single most important factor in getting the Saints to the Super Bowl. And 5 practices in, it seems like the Saints may have found their guy.